And sometimes we get caught up in prophesying that we got to say, thus saith the Lord, that on this day you shall be this and it shall be that. But what we have to understand is that a new breed prophecy comes out a little bit different than the old school prophecy or the prophecy that we would see in the Bible. When new breed prophesy, they prophesy in their dance. They prophesy in their music. They prophesy with their poetry. They prophesy with their artwork. I can't get no help up in here. It's like they prophesy even in the way they present themselves. And so one of the things that you have to understand as God is raising this prophetic generation is it's going to come across different from what you're used to. It doesn't always look the way you think it should look, you want it to look, or you thought it should look. It actually has a little flair to it. It has a little hotness to it. I can't get no help up in here. You know, I use the word hot. It's hot. It's super. It's I don't know if I want to say it's bad, because bad would be like what we talked about in the old days, but at the same time, it's bad. It got something going on. And it's like the new breed, they come across in such a way that everybody don't always understand them. But if you listen to them and don't discount them, you will hear God in what they're saying. You will see God in what they're doing. And so what begins to happen is there's a prophetic word that's taking place. It don't look like prophecy. I can't get no help up in here. But it is prophecy, because what it's doing is it's speaking to something that is right now. At the same time, it's speaking to something that will be in the future. I can't get no help signs and wonders class already, but not yet. In other words, there are some people who've already experienced what I'm going through, and for them, they can see the manifestation. They know that God is able, that God is a deliverer. But in my personal life, I've not yet found the deliverance, so I'm living in the not yet. But if I keep looking at there already, my not yet is soon to come. I wish I had some help in here. And see, I believe that in this particular season, and what we've been learning in Signs and Wonders, is that God is elevating our level of belief. Come on, why don't you look at somebody and say, God, elevate my level of belief. Look at somebody and say, God is elevating my level of belief. This is how it works. When you begin to believe, it opens up a portal. It opens up a portal. And so what God has for you now has a place to come in. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying. See, what happens is when you don't believe, it closes the portal. And see, some of us, we're looking for something, we're waiting for something. We know God has spoke to us, but because we don't believe, we've closed the portal. So this is what happens. We begin to look at our circumstances and our situation. We begin to say things like, how can God use me? I'm still struggling with sleeping around. How can God use me? I still want to do drugs. How can God use me? I'm not where I'm supposed to be. How can God use me? I still want a little sip every now and then. I still want to hit. Y'all hear what I'm saying up in here? Anybody want to keep it real with me today? I'm still struggling. And how can God use? I got too much gangster on the inside of me. But God says, look here, that's who I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who will keep it real. In the midst of your struggle, in the midst of you finding out what I said about you, in the midst of you don't even know what you want to do, how your life is going to turn out, God says, look here, if you just believe a little bit, the grain of a mustard seed, I can work with the rest. Look at your neighbor and say, open it up, open it up, open it up, open it up, open it up. You got to let God open up your level of belief.